Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. What the fuck? No. No, thank you. No, thank you, YouTube. A little grocery delivery. God, I wish these were cold. I'd drink one, but they're not. Into the fridge. Into the fridge. Into the fridge. Into the fridge it goes. Into that fridge. All kinds of stuff to eat here. Stuff for lunch. All kinds of stuff. Oh, I still got some. I might have one. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Why don't you just leave them women alone and focus on yourself? Oh! Ruffles! I love them. It's amazing. It's so amazing. And I got breakfast here. What more could you need? I've been quit worrying about them dumbass women where they're at. Worry about it. If she's crying, she's lying. You know that? And if he's crying, he's lying. Imagine that. If you're crying, you're lying. Or you could just stop worrying about it. Or worry about sex. Worry about something else. Get a hobby or something. Get yourself a hobby. Boom. Well, we'll starve to death for about a week or so. Ain't that nice? Yeah, about a week or so. Maybe a week and a half. Been almost out buying eggs. I never use them and they expire on me. Hell. What the? What the? I just don't eat eggs that much to even buy them. I don't care how cheap they are. I don't eat them. It ends up being a waste. No more eggs. Can I grab the camera? Okay. I don't know what that's supposed to do. I have no idea what you're talking about, but there you go. Enjoy. Why don't you become a Muslim? Why don't you become a fucking Muslim? Got some Pop-Tarts. Nutri-Grain bars. Man, I got no damn ice. I don't know why she used that whole bag of ice, bro. You didn't need to use that whole bag of ice. To make it the old-fashioned way. Like the ancestors made it. Damn. Nah, milk's too damn expensive. I ain't buying that shit. Can't afford it. Can't afford it. I can't even afford weed right now. I can't afford nothing. Pay my rent. Broke. Sure. I'm poor. I'm poor. I always survive. Life ain't that bad.
Phone died. Phone died. I've been trying to tell him.
Rust ain't that fucking serious, bro. Especially when you play on the community servers. It's nothing to get on, throw a base up, play a little bit. Quit overthinking the game. You'll enjoy it more. This is a game. If you log in, somebody raided you, who gives a shit? Honestly, who cares? Just build a base, or if you don't want to play, don't play. But motherfucker be like, I'm retiring. It's a video game. It ain't a job, bro. It's a game. Just a video game.
I remember when I quit
playing for Rust for a little bit, took a little break. People were like, "Are you retired?" No, I'm just not playing that particular game right now. I'm playing other games, and when I feel like playing it, I'll hop back on it. So simple.
Don't overthink these
things. Don't get yourself all worked up over these games. It's a damn game.
Somebody's door camping, let them
door camp. Who cares?
Gives a fuck. Just a game. You'll enjoy the game more.
What thing is so serious?
We've all done played
way too much Rust to be taking it that serious. So let's relax a little bit. As if we ain't done everything there is to do in the game.
Okay, just a game. And you should know the game by now.
You should be well aware of what to expect from the game. There'll be no surprise. No shock to you at all. Oh. I did the math. I did the math today.
And I spend almost
$200 a month just eating. Just at work. Just at work. Just being able to eat at work. And I'm going to take my lunch. Instead of going to work every day and spending between $5 and $10 a day. Just to eat. Or buy a little drink or something. That's fucking me.
Time for it to go. I did go to Wendy's
today because I had a free sandwich. I went and had a free sandwich. Went to Chick-fil-A, got a free sweet tea. Other than that, I ain't been eating out. I've been eating at home. And now I'm going to start taking some food to work from the house.
Save some money.
Nothing is shit. So what is everybody crying about today? Man, Junie is ridiculous, bro. He's the biggest clown I've ever seen in my life.
Like it's
almost pointless to talk to him because he don't live in reality. Like he lives in this deep fantasy. And I keep telling him, I'm like, man, you keep saying all this stuff, but none of it's true, man. Like he keeps saying, like, yeah, y'all moved on from the Epstein stuff, huh? Like I wake up every morning, he's like, damn, y'all moved on. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What do you mean?
We all just moving on.
Not on my timeline, they ain't. What are you talking about? Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's been talking about it. What are you talking about? He's like, you know what he said today? He goes, well, I don't see you out protesting. I said, Junie, I'm a 38-year-old man with a job. I don't have time to go stand in the street with a sign. Are you retarded? Have you never watched my content ever in your life? You not understand that I make fun of people that stand out and protest? Why would I do it? I've said for years it doesn't work. Plus, I have a job, brother. I gotta work. I can't take time off. Let me tell my job. Hey, I need a day off so I can go stand outside and fucking scream at Trump. And then he was like, well, you're not calling for Trump to resign. I go, I don't want him to resign. He's like, oh, so you're defending child abuse. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that either. Like, what are you talking about?
These people live in their own little
world, man. Their own little place.
And it's not based
in reality. And it never will be.
And then I was like,
well, it looks like people are calling for Pam Bondi to resign. And then he's like, no, they should be calling for Trump to resign. I go, well, that doesn't make any sense. You know, Trump has one mistake and you're going to call for him to resign? I was like, Biden had 100 mistakes and you never once called for him to resign. In fact, you gaslit me about it and lied about it. So who are you to be lecturing anybody on the need to be fair, I guess, or whatever the fuck.
I was like, when have you ever
held a Democrat accountable for anything? He's never done it. And I was like, I get it, man. You want me to... I get it, you know. You consider me better than you. I fully understand that. But what you have to understand is I'm not playing your game anymore. You're not going to use my morals against me. I don't know how many times I got to say it. I'm not going to throw all the progress away over Epstein. Sorry, guy. Because I don't believe Trump was even involved. I don't believe Trump raped anybody. So until you got some evidence to convince me he did, I ain't going to believe it. See how easy that is? You got to prove it. Can't just say it.
There's a ton of reasons
they might not release that list. There's a ton of reasons. The only reason you can seem to think of is Trump's on it. I understand that. That's one of the possibilities. But there are other possibilities, and you're unwilling to entertain those. And all I'm asking is you to be fair. All I'm asking is you to treat me the way you treat yourself, because
he wouldn't believe, like,
he calls Trump a rapist, and I'm like, I don't believe that. Well, I showed him tapes of Biden sniffing little girls, and I said, he's fucking weird. Junie didn't believe that. So you see how Junie liked Biden, so he just didn't believe these things. Even when you showed it to him. Even when you don't got no tape of Trump raping a child. You don't have it. You don't have it. So there's nothing to show me. I showed him shit, he would go, nah, that's nothing. Y'all making a big deal out of nothing. Well, keep that same energy, man. I was trying to explain to him today, man, you ain't got no room to be talking about these Trump supporters when you act the same way with Biden. Because he's like, everybody's just going to move on. I'm like, you would. If this was Joe Biden or a Democrat, you would want to move on. You wouldn't even want to talk about this. And you'd be making all kinds of excuses. I ain't made no excuses. I've given you the possible explanations. And you as an individual have to decide for yourself how you feel about it. I can't decide for you. All I can tell you is here's the possible reasons they didn't release it. He's on it. Some of his friends are on it. Now, I heard something today where Trump said there was somebody saying that Trump told him that there's a lot of people on that list that did not do anything. They're innocent men that just happened to be on the list. They happen to be associated. They had an association with Epstein, but they are not involved in the raping of kids and things like this. And what he was saying is Trump's whole thing is if we release all this stuff, there's going to be a lot of innocent people caught up in it that didn't do nothing. But for you to entertain that explanation, you have to not be. If you hate Donald Trump, you're not even going to think of that. You're not even going to go, well, that's plausible. I'm not saying you got to believe it, but you have to be willing to go, maybe, or maybe he's on it. And if your brain cannot be objective about these things, congratulations, you're biased. You just hate Donald Trump. You just hate him. That's fine. You can hate whoever you want, but I can't take you serious when we talk about Donald Trump. You're always going to jump to the worst possible explanation. You ain't even going to entertain another explanation. And I will. And I did the same with Biden, and I'm on record doing it. So I told him today, I go, how many times did I defend people lying about Biden? He said, never once. I go, that's a lie. I go, they said Biden said he shit his pants one time. I slowed the tape down and went through it and listened to it fucking 50 times. And I said, he's not saying that. I did a whole stream about it. I go, I'm sorry you didn't watch it, but just because you didn't see something don't mean it didn't happen.
He keeps telling me how
some guy that's biased as fuck towards Democrats has the nerve to lecture other people on being biased. It's hilarious.
I'm sure you want me to.
I'm sure you want Trump to resign. I'm sure you want us all to be like, I'll get Trump out of there. Sorry, guy. But it's going to take a little bit more than that. You're going to have some real evidence against Trump for us to turn on Trump. Enough to throw him out of the White House. Why? So what's the alternative? Democrats? I keep hearing all these people saying, I regret voting for Trump. Huh? What you're saying is you'd rather have Kamala Harris. People are retarded, bro.
I'm here to tell you,
and I've said this many times, Jeffrey Epstein is not the top issue of the 2024 election. It is not the top issue in anybody's life. If you think that that's such a key issue that it's going to sway votes, you're sadly mistaken, brother. I know you don't want to hear that. We all want to see this list. We all want to see these people arrested, but I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you the brutal reality. In the grand scheme of things, nobody really cares. The general public doesn't give a shit. And that's something you have to accept. I've accepted it for years. I've been talking about these things for years and no one cares. No one cares, bro. So I'm just saying, don't make a fool of yourself sitting here going, oh, everyone's going to turn on Trump. He's done. I'm telling you, Trump is not done. Because this isn't a big enough issue to ruin Trump. It's just not.
and you'll see that.
You'll have to accept it. Junie wants this to be the end of Trump. Junie just wants to get rid of Trump because Trump is destroying him right now. Trump is very effective right now in getting a lot done, and Junie don't like the shit he's getting done. Well, that's too bad, Junie. That's too bad, liberal. How many times was Biden fucking up my life, and I begged him to show some sympathy, show some compassion, and he mocked me, and he laughed in my face? Fuck you. You are not going to play. I'm not going to play your game. I'm not going to be the bigger man than you anymore. I'm going to get down on your level and play your game. And I don't know how many times I got to tell these people and how many times I got to tell him this same thing over and over again. How many times you gotta hear it before it sets into the mind?
Just open the border.
Border back up, fuck it. I mean, that's how you people sound, bro. You sound retarded. You sound like a bunch of children.
Fuck all the good things.
Things happening, just, oh my God, I didn't get my way about one thing, throw it all away. Children.
I guess we'll vote Democrat.
Next time. I mean, what? Hello? Retard.
Trump making a mistake.
It does not suddenly make Democrats better. Doesn't suddenly mean, oh my God, forget everything they ever did and said. Hell with it.
That's how y'all
All that stuff. And that right there is why our country's in the state it's in. It's that mindset. It's that mindset of, well, I didn't get my way 100%, throw it all away. We go vote for Democrats to teach them a lesson. And then the Democrats get in power and they fuck things up worse. So we just keep going on this endless cycle of bullshit. It's an endless bullshit cycle. It's like what I asked these nerds the other day. I go, what's the next move? We voting for Elon. We voting Democrat. Tell me your next move. And none of these motherfuckers had anything to say. They was mad at me for asking them, what now? They was mad at me for saying, hey man, what's the plan? What do you want us to do? Do we turn on Trump? What do we do? What's the plan, brother? Or just panic like a bitch? I'm tired. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm tired of panicking like a bitch. I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't do that anymore because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of living that way. Panic about everything, worry about everything, freak out about everything. It's never done anything, and it's never going to do anything. People don't know how to react to that. I'm just calm, and I'm just like, well, what now? What do we do now? Let me calmly explain to you the possible scenarios here, and now what? People can't stand it. Not too goddamn bad. Too bad, brother. Trump should resign. So we're ignoring all the progress. We're ignoring 100 wins and we're focusing on one loss. Pretty big loss, by the way. It's a big loss. But we're just going to say, and I'm not saying can't be mad at Trump. Hold him accountable. Bitch at him. Ask the questions. Go to the press conference. Scream at him if you want. Get on Twitter. Tweet at him. You can do all that. Protest with a sign outside the White House if you must. But after none of that works, I want you to tell me what we do next. What's your next move? I get wanting to see that list. I've wanted to see that list a long time. I've been talking about this since some of y'all were in fucking probably in elementary school or something. But it's like I was telling Junie, I'm not a little kid. And Trump's doing a lot of good things. I'm not going to throw away those good things because of one bad thing. I'm not. Now, if you can prove to me Trump was raping children, that changes everything. Get him out, resign, get him out, arrest him, I'm done. But you have to prove that. I need actual proof. You know, I've watched some documentaries on Epstein, and one thing you'll learn is they would go to parties and they would take photos with everybody. Just the photo itself could be used as blackmail, you understand? Just having a photo with Maxwell or a photo with Epstein can incriminate you to the public. Maybe not in a court of law, but to the public opinion, it can incriminate you. You learn this. The Netflix documentary about it, I learned that. They would take pictures with everybody. So just because you've seen Epstein in a picture with somebody does not mean they're a pedophile. First of all, you have to accept that reality. You have to accept that not everybody connected to this guy is a fucking pedophile. I know that's hard for you to accept, but that is true. You have to accept the levels of this. You have to accept this guy was blackmailing people. And he'd bring them on the jet. You know, RFK talked about it. He rode on the jet twice and he said, I just didn't like this guy and I didn't do it anymore. And then he said, release everything. So that's where RFK's saying. RFK is one of the people in the administration that has a backbone. He has a spine. He ain't gonna say how he feels. And I think RFK is probably one of the few people in the administration willing to stand up to Trump and argue with him. Who knows how long he'll last. I think what happened with Elon is Elon wanted to control Trump and he realized he couldn't. You can look at his tweets and the things he said, and you can get that vibe off of him. Like, he thought, because he said, all the money I spent. Well, that tells you right there. I spent all this money, I'm supposed to listen to me. No, sorry. Nobody asked you to do that either. Nobody asked him to do that. He chose to do that. By the way, the Democrats were talking about putting him in prison. He should be thankful for Trump. He should be thankful. See, some of these people should shut the fuck up and be grateful. The people that were pardoned, January 6th people that got pardoned, I've seen some of them come out and shit talk Trump. Think about how much of a piece of shit human being you got to be for a guy to let you out of prison and you start shit talking him. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. I'd sit down and shut the fuck up. I don't care what he did. I'd sit down and shut the fuck up. He let you out of prison, man. You was rotting in a cell before he came along. You got the nerve to mouth off to the guy? Crazy. You criticizing his every move? I bet you didn't criticize when he signed that pardon for you, did you?
For the first time since
I think it was 2005, we had a budget surplus. The federal government had a budget surplus.
Look this up.
It's the first time it's happened since 2005, apparently. Something I read today.
I also read something that
It said the last time it happened was 2017 or something. I don't know. A little confusing there, but.
Because of tariffs. Remember how Trump told us
tariffs would make us rich, make our countries rich, it'd pay off our debt? Why don't you let Trump do it? Why don't you just sit back and let those things focus on it? You could talk about Epstein, but when it comes to this other stuff, why don't you just? It's like I told Junie. I go, Junie's so funny because he's talking about tariffs, and I go, I don't know a lot about tariffs. I'm not some tariff expert, so I was like, you can debate somebody else on it. And then he was like, ha, see? And I'm like, see what? See that I'm a better person than you, and when I don't know nothing about something, I say that up front. I go, why debate it? I don't know a lot about it. So maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. I don't really know. And then Jacob Larson smacked him around on tariffs. I mean, he was getting slapped around by Techie, bro. Techie was slapping him around.
Techie was making a fool of him. You would think Techie
got a level 200 IQ or something, maybe smacking Junie around. You put Techie next to Junie, Techie's Einstein. He's Oppenheimer.
It's crazy. It's not.
It's not that Techie is smarter. It's that Junie's lying. He's just lying and lying and lying. Like, take the narrative on tariffs. It's a tax on the people. No, it's not. It's a tax. The government pays the tariff. Now, I get the argument you're trying to make, which is those expenses get passed on to the consumer at the end of the day. When it's all said and done, you're paying it. You're paying 20 cents more on this or $1 more on this or whatever. The problem with somebody like Junie saying that to me is when I would come to him when Biden was president and go, what's going on with the food, man? It's skyrocketing. What's happening? Because he voted for this guy. He would gaslight me and he would tell me, it's not going up. Or he would blame the pandemic. Problem with that is, when the pandemic was happening, I was arguing with him while it was happening, and I was telling him, this is going to cause inflation. We've got to open up immediately. The longer we wait, the worse it's going to be. Nah, Smokey, you don't know nothing about the economy. You don't know nothing about inflation. You're just a dumb redneck. You don't know nothing. I don't know nothing, but I follow a lot of smart people that do. And they're telling me this is bad. And they've been right so far. So I'm going to listen to them. You do what you want, though. They were right. Okay? Everybody knows now they were right. Even he don't argue it. Now he turns around and says the pandemic caused inflation. Now he uses it for his argument. And he wonders why people have a problem with him. And people like him. It's shit like that that drives people crazy. We're going to argue about it for fucking 2 years. And then 3 years later, you're going to throw it in my face and act like, yeah. You know why we have inflation. It's because of the pandemic. After you told me everything's going to be fine.
Unbelievable. And now we're going to listen to you? Man said you need to call for
Trump to resign. I bet you like that, Junie.
The fact that you want
me to tells me everything I need to know. Hell no. When did he ever call for Biden to resign?
What has Trump done
to me personally? Let me ask you that. What has Trump done to make my life harder? Tell me about it. Because my life got harder under Joe Biden. It got more expensive. What the fuck has Trump done to me? You think the next guy's going to release the Epstein list? You think any of them are? So I'm going to call on Trump to resign, and then let's say he resigns. How does that help me? What's that do for me? There was not a stock market crash. That didn't happen. Stop. The stock market is hitting all-time highs right now. Will you all stop the bullshit? Listen. It's okay to make predictions. I do it all the time. It's okay to make predictions. But when your predictions are proven wrong, just own it. Be a man. You know not taking accountability is like a woman, right? Men take accountability. Men own their mistakes. You guys act like women. You are wrong and you just can't admit it. And if you just admit you were wrong, everybody would just move on. But because you keep on being stubborn about it, people will never let it go. If you would just say, God damn, I was wrong, and then every time you was wrong, people knew you were just going to say so, people would never even give you shit about it. They wouldn't even care because they know you're just going to own it. It's you people that can't own it that get so much shit about it. Of course people are going to give you shit because you are wrong. You're so loud and arrogant, and then you're wrong, and then you just want to move on. Junie was like, you said it's the Biden crime family. I go, it is. He pardoned his whole family. What are you talking about? Crickets, move on. This is what he does. He goes, you called it the Biden crime family, and you should apologize for that because that's a lie. And I said, Biden pardoned his whole fucking family. How do you explain that? And then he moves on. And then 20 minutes later, he'll go, you called him the Biden crime family. You should apologize for that. That was a lie. And I go, Junie, we just talked about that 20 minutes ago. I don't know if it's something wrong with his mind or something. Maybe it's that shot he took. I don't know. How many times you got to have the same conversation with the same motherfucker? This is insane. How many times you got to tell a motherfucker the same shit over and over? You know what I mean? In the same day, in the same hour, you gotta say the same shit. And he'll say it again. He'll probably say it tomorrow. Same shit. You're just sitting there looking at your phone like, what's wrong with this man? You know, this man will talk about children. First of all, correct me if I'm wrong, but have any of you ever heard Junie come in this stream and want to talk about Jeffrey Epstein until right now? Have you ever, in all the years he's been in here, you ever heard that man want to talk about any of that? Nope. In fact, it was people like him that were calling us conspiracy theorists for talking about shit like that. They was making fun of us for talking about shit like that for years. Now when they see as an opportunity to attack Trump with it, now suddenly they want to talk about it. And you can have it. Trump should be held accountable. He should. He should be pressed on this issue by his base. But I'm not calling for Trump to resign and giving these fucking liberals their way. Sorry, liberal. I don't remember any of you liberals calling on Biden to release that list or any other Democrat president. And let me tell you something. You better hope there ain't a Democrat president in the future, because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be right there in your ear going, hey man, why aren't you pressing him to release that list? Remember that? Remember you was pushing, you said Trump need to release it, Trump need to release it, and he won't release it because he's on it. Why don't your boy release it? Why don't Pete Buttigieg?
You talk about being in a
fantasy. I'm in a fantasy. Pete Buttigieg will never be the president, but let's just be in a fantasy for a minute. Why don't Pete Buttigieg release it? Why don't your boy Pete release it?
I can't even think
of a Democratic candidate right now. Stephen A. Smith? I mean, that's where I'm at, where I look it around and I go, man, Stephen A. will probably run. What? Who else they got?
I listened to Eric Adams
today on Patrick Bet David. Eric Adams, I'm going to tell you right now, I'd vote for him. After listening to that, I'd vote for him as my mayor. He was making a lot of sense.
And he said, you know,
he used to be a Republican. He said he's only a Democrat because in New York, you got to be a Democrat to win. So that's the only reason he became one.
Listen to that interview with Eric
Adams. It was good. He said he's blue, but he's red, white, and blue. You understand? He may be blue, but he's red, white, and blue. I thought that was a good line. Eric Adams can talk. He's got some catchphrases. I'm telling you, don't underestimate Eric Adams in this race. He's a far better candidate than this other fucking clown. Smokey, the other guy, I mean, it's just so amazing, all these communist ideas. I mean, I've never heard him before. Oh, Smokey. Smokey. He's going to open up grocery stores. People crack me up. He's going to open up grocery stores and give food for cheap prices.
And I'm sitting there like,
but that's not going to happen, bro.
When the government gets
involved in stuff, the price goes up. When are you going to realize that? Healthcare, it happened with healthcare. It happened with everything.
You think the government
is going to, man, it's going to be a shit show, bro. And Eric Adams, I'm telling you, he knows his shit. He was explaining this. He was like, that's not going to work. He's like, God damn, he's going to put our bodegas and our small grocery stores out of business with that. That should have put them out of business. And he's like, and you're hurting regular New Yorkers. He gets it.
And he was talking about
landlords. He's like, this guy's going after the landlords. He's like wanting to make it so you can't raise rent. He's like, well, they played a clip of some woman who she voted for AOC and she like realized it was a mistake. And she was talking about how they did some rent freeze or something in some county or something. And there's a bunch of apartments and houses now that are just sitting there and nobody's, you know, they're owned by landlords, but they don't rent them out because they can't renovate them, right? They need to renovate them, right? Because they need to be fixed up. The problem is they can't fix them up because to spend the money to fix them up would require them to raise the rent, right? Because they're remodeling the place. It's going to be a nicer place. And to recuperate that money, they're going to have to raise the rent a little bit. But they can't raise the rent, right? They can't raise the rent. So there's no point in even remodeling. So these apartments and these houses, they sit abandoned. Nobody uses them. Nobody can get a house. Nobody can get these places because they can't even remodel. It's not worth remodeling them. They'll lose money. It's simple math. It's simple business. Even a child can understand. But not a liberal. Not a liberal.
I'm telling you, I used
To be a liberal. The ideas, they sound great when you first hear them. It's like, yeah, of course. It's so easy. We'll just give everybody food. We'll just give everybody a car. We'll just give everybody a phone. We'll just give everybody health care. We'll just give everybody everything and everyone will be happy. We'll just give it. It sounds so amazing until you think about it for 5 minutes.
Someone's got to make
the car. Someone's got to make the phone. Someone's got to grow the food on a farm or slaughter the cow or whatever, right? People got to work these jobs and produce these products. And people are not going to produce these products. See, a long, long time ago, like real long ago, like at the beginning of time or something, right? Maybe not that far back, but there was a point in human history, okay, where some really smart motherfuckers came up with a system. Like everybody was just laying around doing nothing, laying on their ass, fucking whatever, right? And a smart man like figured out like we got to create some type of system. We got to get a way to motivate people to get up and do something to better. You know, we have a society. We're just gonna be living in caves and shit. So he came up with a system where you'll have money, and you can spend the money on food and different things, a shelter, whatever. You can buy things with this money, and to get the money, you got to go work a job which produces products that people need, and all these things. And it's a great system. But in today's time, today's generation doesn't want to work, doesn't want to do anything. They can't accept their role in society. But you've chosen that role. Nobody put you there. Nobody made you broke. You made yourself broke with your decisions and choices in life. You could work at your job and you could be like real disciplined on spending money. You could say, I'm gonna buy ramen noodle shit, and I'm going, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna live the bare minimum life, and I'm just gonna save my money, save as much money as I can. But you're not gonna do that because you don't want to live like that, and that's fine. That's fine, but don't cry about it. Don't say that Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos needs to give you their money. Don't say you've been somehow fucked over. Like, it's so funny, these people like, they're hoarding all the wealth. No, man. Nobody's hoarding anything, bro. You've just made bad decisions in your life. That's why you're broke. I'm broke. Just stop lying to yourself. You could change it right now. You could start working on it. You could work as hard as Jeff Bezos, and you could start a business, and you could fucking work around the clock on the business and work your ass off and dedicate your but you're not going to. You're not going to. You're going to play the game. You're going to go out to a bar. You're going to waste time with some woman. You're going to do all these things. And that's why you are not successful. It's not because of someone else is successful and they've taken it from you. You would have never came up with Amazon or SpaceX or Tesla or anything. You would have never came up with any of these things. Because you don't have the discipline and the smarts to do it. You just don't. You just don't. But people don't want to be honest with themselves about themselves. They want to bullshit themselves. Well, I'd be really rich and successful, but I'm being held back by billionaires. They kicked the ladder down after they climbed it. They kicked it down. Nobody kicked the ladder down. You're just not as disciplined, and you don't have the work ethic that these people do. That's the problem. Everybody's different. And that's okay. That's okay, because everybody can't be a billionaire. That's insane. That's not possible. Everybody can't be the same thing. Everybody can't be a doctor. Everybody can't be a lawyer. Everybody can't be the president. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's got their own skill and what they're good at. And you could find success with that. It's your choice. But you're not Jeff Bezos, right? You're not Elon Musk. You don't have what they have inside them. You don't think like them. So you would never start fucking Amazon. You just would never do it. Now, you may find success coming up. You may create a construction company that you build, you build houses and things. And you may not be a billionaire, but you will find great success and have a great life that way. But if you're always sitting around going, well, God, I don't have a yacht, and you're crying about what you don't have, you ain't appreciating what you got. And if you wanted more, you'd do what it takes to get those things. But you ain't going to do that. I know I'm not. So I don't even think about it or care.
I'm a simple man.
It's not going to take me a lot of money to make a month to live the life I want to live. I'm almost there. I need about another grand coming in, and I'll be living just fine.
just fine.
Be satisfied. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to work that hard to become the billionaire. I'm not putting all that work in. I'm not doing all that. I like to go to work, come home, and then we're done with today. I'm not working into the night. I'm not doing all that. If I wanted to do that, I'd be cranking. You'd be seeing me uploading 10 videos a day. I'd be cranking away on that, because that's my path to a lot of money. But I don't care enough to do that, because I'll be just fine without all that money and without all that bullshit. In fact, I'll be even better. Be better off. I'll have something called privacy. Oh my God, privacy.
Someone
Has to work at the Starbucks. Someone has to work on the farm, pick the strawberry. Someone has to stock the milk, stock the meat, the bananas. Someone has to be at, well, I guess nobody has to be at the cash register at this point. You can just do it yourself. But that's annoying, right? It's better when they had cashiers. We got to get back to that with the cashiers, I think.
more cashiers. As a society,
We should reject self-checkout, just completely stop using it. That way you force these people to get, like, you got to get a fucking person in there. You got to hire a guy to stand there and check people out, okay? You got to give a guy a job to stand there.
the problem is
Is the cashier probably makes the same amount as me, which is actually insane because I work fucking twice as hard as a cashier. But because of unions and all these different liberal things, and it probably fucks me, actually, if you think. I bet it does. Like, I bet if they didn't have to pay the cashier the same, they'd probably pay me a little bit more. But because they have to pay everybody, start everybody at the same wage, it's got to be equal and everything. At least at the start. That's what you get.
$15 an hour.
Hour to stand at a cash register, I don't know. I mean, good for you, but I don't.
I've been a
Cashier, I don't think it's that hard of a job. You just stand there and just ring shit up.
and hell, you got self-check.
Checkout now, hell, there's very few cashiers as it is.
And hell, they even got back.
Baggers, you don't even have to put the shit in a bag. There's a guy that he bags his shit.
So that's a real.
You literally just scan. It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy to think about. Making
$15.65 to cash.
cashier. Huh. Wow.
Incredible. I'm in a union.
I didn't say it was a bad thing, but I don't think it's perfect. I think there are some pros and cons to it, as with everything.
Ultimately, though,
I'd say it's a good thing. There's more pros and cons. I mean, look at those teachers' unions.
look at all the negative of that.
It was funny. There was like some garbage. I don't know what state it was in, but
They went on strike.
like the garbage union went on strike, and so all the garbage workers stopped picking the garbage up. And then regular people was like driving around with their van or pickup truck, and they were like, will pick your garbage up $100 a load. And then the union people was getting mad about that. But like, hey man, life gotta go on, bro. Like that's where I'm at in my life, where I'm, and it feels mature. It feels like a mature mindset to me. Like I'm finally thinking like a grown man. I think like an adult now, where it's like, no, society has to go on. People have to get the garbage picked up. I get it. You want to make more money, but cool, whatever. Like pick the garbage up, bro. Like I'm tired of seeing people go on strike. I'm tired of seeing people protest. Like just go to work, bro. Like we all out here working, and you know, you agreed to the money or whatever you. And a lot of these people make good ass money too. You hear what they make. Remember those what was it? The people on the docks? Remember that whole thing? Remember the one guy where the guy was like, my dude, you know, remember that guy with the people on the docks, the shipping people, remember them? And that one dude? Remember we played that video? We played it a ton. Remember he was talking shit. He was like, my guys are going to get paid. He's like, if I tell them not to go in, they ain't going in. And these people make insane money, bro. They make like $75 an hour or something. And it's just crazy to me, like they're going on strike. They're doing a strike, you know, they want more money. And it's like, and I've never done the job. Maybe it's fucking insane, right? But I've done some hard jobs. And I ain't making no $75 an hour. Like, damn. I feel like $75 an hour is enough, bro. And they probably getting some overtime too. Like, I feel like I'd be satisfied. Like, I wouldn't want to go on strike, I feel. Because I'd be living so good. I'd be like. But what's funny to me about it is they want more money. They're going to go on strike. They need more money. And you know they're making plenty. You know, $75 an hour, you're living a good damn life, let me tell you. $75 an hour, you're living good. Especially if you're getting some overtime, man. Because your overtime checks are insane. And you still complaining. And I think the country's getting sick of that. I think there's a growing sentiment. I think people are starting to feel like just how I feel about it. Like, go to work and shut the fuck up. You make $75 an hour. Quit. We'll shut the docks down, and then the grocery store. Remember that guy was bragging? The grocery stores won't have no food or whatever. It's like, hey, man. We're all going to work, and I make like $15 an hour. So maybe you could get off your lazy ass and go make 75 and shut the fuck up. See, unions are a very liberal thing, and they act liberal because they never stop. Like, more. They never stop pressing for more. And you got to understand there's a limit. There's a time to be grateful. There's a time to go, damn, making $75 an hour, getting overtime, thanks. Thanks for giving me this great job where I'm, you know, and they probably get benefits too, right? Thanks for giving me this great fucking job where I got all this money coming in. I'm living a good life. And that's the clash in the culture. The clash in the culture is the lazy, ungrateful versus the hard-working, grateful people. The people that are making far less than these people, and they're grateful to be in America, to be living in the country, to have a decent life, to be making a living, to have a job. And all these people that are making all this money are so miserable, so ungrateful. It's never enough. We must go on strike. $75 ain't enough. I need $85 an hour. I need $100 an hour. That's the next culture war. And if there's another political party that was fun, that's what you go after. That's the separation you make. Is you have all these people. They don't want to work. They don't want to do shit. And they hold the country back. That mindset holds us back as a nation. If you want to talk about a collective people and being a nation and for the greater good, like John F. Kennedy said, we're way past John F. Kennedy. We're way past what you can do for your country, because it's all about you and it's never enough. You're making $75 an hour and that's not enough, damn it. You want more, 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 more. At the same time, you're criticizing all these billionaires. They got too much. Well, they just like you. They wanted more. The difference is they went out and got it. They didn't go on strike and hold a sign and all this shit. They went out and got it. They worked their ass off and made a business. You just have a job, and that's fantastic. You have a job, and you're just in a union, and you're pressing hard just to get. I need more money. We need more money. We need more money. We need more money. We need more money. But you're nothing like the billionaire. That's why you're not the CEO. That's why you don't own the company. That's why you're not living in a mansion with a yacht, because this guy went out and got it, went out and worked for it, and you're begging. It's never enough. It's never enough. I can understand you're making 15, 20 an hour or whatever, and you're working hard, maybe you want some more. But $75 a fucking hour. And it's like, well, the company, guy was explaining, well, the company's making all this profit and we want our piece of it. And I'm just like, you ain't entitled to that, bro. You are getting a paycheck. You are doing a job and they're paying you a damn good wage. You're not entitled to more money just because the company's making more. Just it's such a weird mindset. Like, they're already paying you damn good. You're making $75 an hour. And I know you're getting at least 40 hours a week. And how much? Shit, that's all you need. Damn. But a job like that, there's probably a lot of overtime on a job like that, I bet. Unloading those ships and shit, but there's a lot of overtime. Because that shit's got to get done. A lot of money on the line. So your paychecks I bet are insane. I bet them checks are nuts. I just couldn't imagine getting a crazy paychecks like that. Having that job security and just being and crying about money. And then they were crying about AI, like, oh, they're going to bring in innovation. They're going to put people out of work. Once again, I understand that. But aren't you holding back the business? Aren't you holding back innovation? Aren't you holding back the country with that mindset? You are. The reason we as a country are doomed is because we're too individualized. We're not thinking of the greater good. We're not thinking of the grand scheme. We're very self-centered on just what we're doing and what's going on with us. And fuck everybody else. And fuck contributing to anything. I want to get mine and get out. And that's why you guys are unhappy. You have no purpose. You have nothing. You're purposeless. When you go to your job, you don't do a good job. You just fuck off the whole time. So there's no, it's not like you do good at your job and people go, damn, that guy gets things done. So there's no appreciation at the job. People see you come in, they go, oh, here's this fucking loser. Here's this lazy fuck. And you feel that. You feel that when you come in. Everyone looks at you and says, it's fucking loser, lazy fuck. And you're like, oh, God. And you know you're a loser, and you know you're lazy, and you don't want to be, but you are. You're pathetic. When you come in, you feel that. You're miserable. You have no purpose. Nothing. Nothing you do is worth a damn to society at all. Which is why a lot of you kill yourself. Because I understand it. I really do understand it. I'm one of the few people that get you. I get you. I get what you're going through. Miserable. The misery self-inflicted on yourself. And people have asked me this for years, and that's the answer to that question too. Well, how do I grow on YouTube? You just consistently make videos every day, do about 5 or 6 a day consistently for years. And no matter how low the views are, just keep going. Just keep chugging along at it. Never stop. Oh, I don't want to hear that. How do I just go viral overnight? I don't know. I never did that. Sorry, guy. Go ask somebody else. Talking to the wrong guy. Sorry, guy. Marshall, where's your little leash go? What the fuck? Oh, you're wearing it. No, you're not. What the hell is it? Oh, it's right here. I'm gonna take you out to peace, huh? Hey, man. Hey, hold on now. Miracle fucking stop. Alright, let's go out. Only human. I'm not a machamp. 6 arms. Up here. I'm not leaving my job at all. No plans to do that. Don't even think about it. Why would I move away from my job? I live right close to it, so I can get there every day easily. I'm about to get promoted. I'm getting full-time, all this shit. I'm gonna start the retirement plan, all these things. Why would I? Are we back? Just got a raise. Get another one next month. I don't know what quite the day is, but it's sometime next month. Or like the beginning of September. And I'm pretty sure it's August. I want to say late August. The path I'm on right now, I don't know exactly when I get all these raises, but eventually I make 18 an hour. Or 18 plus, 18 something. So that's where I'm headed to, 18 plus. Now down the road, if somebody quit or whatever and I took over one of these departments, I'd make like 24 an hour or something like that. And I could easily take over the dairy department. That's nothing. I could take that over, no problem. Minimal training. They just have to show me how to, I mean, there really wouldn't be that much, honestly. I've done the counts before. I just ain't done it a lot, so. But hell, once you do it for like a week, fuck, you'll be so used to it. Repetition. That place was that cooler was a mess today. My God, I did my best, but Jesus, what a damn mess. And then people kept asking me to help them. I had to go help some guy try to find something. We couldn't find it. People kept coming up to me, hey man, you know what this is? Go look for the shit. A lot of that today. Thoughts on the budget surplus that we saw in the month of June? Your thoughts on that? Your thoughts on that? I mean, I guess that's a good thing. I don't know. I'm not a expert in the matter. I have a little tequila. Oh shit! I gotta get those dogs. Hold on. Get the dogs. Them damn dogs. Yeah, I'm gonna have one. Sometimes I drink. A lot of times I drink like half of it and then don't finish it. So it might be one of those nights. Like if you look at the comments, people are like, "Oh God, he's drunk every stream." No, I haven't had a drink since it's been at least a week. I'd say over a week. I'd say because I bought this bottle forever ago. I still got some in it. I bought this like at least 3 weeks ago. At least, because I ain't had money to buy. You know what I mean? I've had to save, and all the money I've made go towards the rent. I got that paid now. So I ain't had money. For 3 weeks, I ain't had no money to buy. Yeah, I'd say about 3 weeks. That makes sense. That sounds right. That definitely sounds right. Hell, I still got 3 screwdrivers in the fridge, or 2 of them in the fridge from forever ago. I ain't drunk them. And I ain't bought no screwdrivers in months. Because I started making margaritas. I got 2 in here. Remember when Rogue told me to buy these? These taste like shit. He was like, "Oh, you'll love it." Horrible. My girl drinks them. But remember, bought them months ago. Still got 2 cans of it. I ain't into alcohol like that. I mean, that's alright. That's Crown Apple. Yep, I got 2 cans of that. Got, let's see what I got in here. I got some of this margarita mix. Got some triple sec. I don't drink this, but my girl had me buy it or whatever. When she makes margaritas, she puts that shit in there. I don't fucking put that in there. I got some lime juice. We've got 2 cans of this shit. And we got 2 of these. This is what I should have drunk tonight. I should have just drunk these 2. I done made the margarita now though, fuck it. I wonder if this ice is frozen enough to maybe try to mix. I want a little bit of ice in there, you know? I tell you what I want to try is the cherry Coke. The whiskey with the Coke in it, but I don't want it to taste like shit. I'm not going to drink it if it tastes horrible. I'm just not. I like Coke though.
I don't like the taste of liquor at all. Although when I make these margaritas, sometimes I can take it and I just deal with it and drink it. It's not overwhelming. Not into the taste of that shit. I don't know who anybody that would be, but I guess some of you are. Some of you got a real problem.
Oh, I got these too. Forgot about these.
Little fireball shots.
Then I got what's left of this. Oh, and I got one of these.
You take these, they make you horny.
Sexual chocolates. My girl says they work very well. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I guess they worked. You know? I mean, I was already horny. You know what I mean? I already wanted to fuck her. I don't know. Can I really say that made me? Oh man, that made me. That put me over the edge. No, I don't know. Verdict's out on that, I think. I don't know. It can't be that great. It's been sitting in the freezer for at least a month or two. Can't be that damn right.
Because ain't nobody been like,
Yeah, get that chocolates out.
if you're not an alcoholic, then go be better than someone. What? What are you talking about?
Make it make sense, man.
No, I won't be going out. I have work tomorrow. I'm not a go out type of guy. I don't go out to bars and shoot off fireworks. It's a fucking 11. It's July 11th at 10:30 at night. That's not very respectable of your fellow man. Plus, I don't have money for no fireworks. See, it's a waste of money. If you got kids and you're the kids and you gotta shoot the fireworks off with the kids, understand. But if you're just getting fireworks as a grown man for yourself, you better be rich if you're doing. If you're rich, go ahead. You're rich. Do what you want because you're rich. Who cares? But if you ain't rich and you're out buying fireworks and you ain't got no kids, you're a fucking dork for real. You're fucking weird, bro. If I think about it, if you saw me shooting fireworks off in my yard, you would think something wrong with me. You would. You'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with him? Why would he go out and buy fireworks? Didn't he say he was broke and he got went out and bought fucking fireworks? What the fuck's wrong with this guy?
Especially if I was launching
Them off on July 11th. Oh, you definitely think something was wrong with me. Okay, just told me to go be a massive fucking piece of shit and go outside and start firing off fireworks on July 11th at 10:30 at night. When are you gonna grow up? When are you little children gonna grow up? Which bag of Ruffles should I open first? Vote now. What on here? We've got Smokehouse Barbecue Ruffles. And we've got the original Ruffle, plain original. Big HD thinks I'm weird because I eat the plain Ruffles. I like the sour cream and cheddar too. I just didn't get none of those because I wanted to get the barbecue. But the plain Ruffle is so damn good. Something about it. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate Lay's potato chips. I'll eat some. Like if you got some, I'll eat them. but I wouldn't buy them. You know, I do have some. I think in this pack of chips I got, but I mean they're just thrown in there. But a Ruffle, man, something about it, the crispiness of the chip. I'm gonna tell you right now, Ruffle is the best chips. It's just so perfect. The crispiness of it, the ridges.
It's such a good chip. The Lay's potato chip,
It's not bad, but
it don't got that same crisp. I think it's the ridges. And if you ever get like the fake Ruffles,
like the wannabe Ruffles, it ain't the same. Those ain't the same. Or like wavy Lay. The wavy Lays. They ain't the same, bro. Not that I wouldn't eat it. I like those barbecue Lays. They're pretty good. I used to eat them all the time.
but you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, they're greasy too.
You can't go wrong with the Ruffles. Cheetos are good too.
What did that little pack of chips? It's got Cool Ranch Doritos, regular Dorito, Ruffles,
Fritos,
Cheeto, Lay's potato chip, and then I think there was another one. Can't remember what it was.
Pringles are good, yeah.
I like Pringles. Nice Pringles. I had some Pringles a couple weeks ago.
I don't know that. Smokehouse barbecue. Ruffle. That's good.
Nothing beats the original. Fucking original. I mean, look at that.
And the chips that
Come out of the bag. I mean, that's something special. Look. I mean, look at these chips coming out. Look at that. These are good sized chips. Look at this big son of a bitch. When you open up a fresh bag of Ruffles, I'm telling you, god damn.
all it's missing is the
The fish and chips.
shit. I barely ate all day.
I'm starving.
I had a free burger at Wendy's. And 4 sausage biscuits. The tiny ones you cook in the microwave.
Oh, I ate all that. So I got here.
Well, now what? and I stopped eating out. Cost too damn much. What else happened today? Ivan, who cares?
You worried about some girl you ain't even dating her? Give a shit about it.
I ain't dealing with no
Drama from some girl. All I do is fucking her. That's it. I mean, what are we? I'm not dealing with her fucking crying. I'm not dealing with her mouth. I'm not doing anything.
I'm not doing a damn thing. With some hoe.
The hell? You get some random hoe. You fucking her. And you listen to her cry on a phone call. What the fuck? Hell no. You call somebody else with that shit. Ain't my girlfriend. And music today sucks.
Remember a couple years ago,
Ivan said he was going to die, and he had lung issues, and he was going to die. Now he don't even bring that up no more. Remember that? Remember he said he breathed in some poison or something, and he thought he was going to die. Remember that? I don't know. Remembers this shit.
and now it's just women. They're all hoes, Ivan.
They're all for the streets. Once you realize that, you'd be better off.
Do you want me to call in? How do you do that? I didn't know you could call in on YouTube.
Do it.
Call in. Actually, no, I don't.
Give a shit. I don't care about your female drama. Who cares? Oh my God. Speaking of that, I'm glad I thought of this. All right, so
The other day,
I was listening to Jesse Lee Peterson radio show, and this woman called into the show. And she was telling about how her husband didn't want to be intimate with her anymore. He didn't want to be with her anymore. He just wanted to live together and take care of the children. He had no feelings for her anymore, you know.
and he cheated on her.
Some 19-year-old, blah, 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 blah. So today I'm listening, and this guy calls in. And he calls in, and he's talking. He's saying, yeah, man, my wife, you know, I've told her I don't want to be intimate with her. I don't love her anymore. I just want to be, you know, I just want to live together, raise our children.
And then he's like,
You know, she told me to leave. I told her I'm not leaving. It's my house. I pay the rent. Jesse was like, why don't she leave? And he's like, yeah, I told her she could leave, but I'm done with her. We can, we take care of our kids, and that's that. And I was listening to him, and I was like, man, that sure sounds like what that woman was talking about. Like, this guy sound like maybe this is her husband.
But nobody mentioned it, and they ended the call, and I said, I don't know, maybe I'm just stupid. Then about an hour later, old girl calls back in from the other day. She calls in. She's talking. She's like, yeah, my husband just called in earlier. That was my husband. And Jesse's like, oh, that was your husband. So that was her husband. They called in. And then she's going on and on. Jesse's trying to get the husband to call back in. He's saying, hey, if you're out there, call in now. He wants to get them both on there at the same time. And the husband never calls back, but they're like, she's like, yeah, he's talking shit about me on social media, and then I got to get on social media to tell people the truth. And then Jesse's like, why are you on social media telling everybody your personal business? What's wrong with you? And Jesse was like, you're both crazy. These people was nuts. And then finally the woman was like, maybe I should just let it go, move on. And Jesse's like, yeah, he done told you he don't want to be with you. That's what he told the bitch the other day. He's like, he don't want to be with you. And then she was like, well, he goes, why don't you just leave? And she's like, well, my kids. And then he's like, well, then stay there and take care of the kids. I'm like, what the fuck, bitch? I can't leave my kids. Oh, the kids. I don't have that number no more. No, he said he's not fucking her anymore. He called in earlier and said he don't want to be intimate with her. She called in the day before or so, a day or two before, and said the same thing. He don't want to be intimate. He don't want nothing to do with her. He don't love her. He told her he don't love her no more. I think they're going to call back. Yeah, I think they might call in together Monday. I'm hoping. That'd be a good one. I was hoping he'd call in. I was like, call in, guy. Entertain me. Jesse was talking about that Epstein shit today. He's funny as hell. He's like, why y'all want to know all about these people going to a party? What's wrong with you? He's like, you only want to know so you can gossip about it. Y'all don't care about that. Just a thrill for you. Yeah, she was like, well, he cheated on me. And Jesse was like, well, how do you know that? And she was like, well, I went digging in through his phone. And then Jesse was like, so you don't see that you're evil for digging through his phone? He was like, you went looking for misery and you found it. He's right. He's right. She wanted to be miserable. She wasn't happy and she wanted it. She was looking for something to justify being unhappy. And she found it. And then right after that, some guy called in. He was crying. This guy was crying. He was crying his ass off on the phone. Like a 48-year-old man. He was crying. He's like, sorry, I just got a lot of anxiety right now. And then Jesse said, when he's crying,
He's lying.
I was hoping he'd go, baby.
The motherfucker was weeping on there. On the air, on the radio.
Crying about
The future or something. Jesse was like,
the future don't even exist.
you don't even, what are you crying about? Crying about nothing. Crying about some shit that might happen. A fantasy.
He was like, well,
He's like, what's going on right now that's making you upset? He's like, are you, the finances, something wrong with finances? He's like, no, I'm doing all right there. Everything was fine. He's like, what are you crying about? He's like, well, I'm thinking about the future. And I'm thinking about what if I'm broke in the future? And Jesse was like, what the fuck? He's like, why are you thinking about that? People just make up shit and they make up things to be mad about. This guy wants to be miserable. He wants to cry. So he got to make some shit up.
and then he was like, well, I'm getting old.
Old too. Oh. I'm like 50 years old. I don't know what to do.
You're talking to a guy.
I'm like 74 years old. How do you think he feel?
I'm waiting for Junie to.
Man up and get on the mic.
He was like,
He was talking shit about Jacob Larson. Then I'm like, will you debate Jacob Larson on tariffs? And he goes, I don't know a lot about it. I have to do my research.
then why are you talking?
Then why are you going around lecturing everybody about tariffs like you're some tariff expert?
You can't
Even debate a random nobody on the internet about it. Larson not an expert either.
imagine going around.
Around running your mouth and you're not confident enough to debate what you're running your mouth about. You're so confident, you're lecturing everybody, but then when somebody's like, all right, let's debate it. Oh, I gotta do my research.
Well, do that before
You start talking.
you should have already done
That shit.
that. Goofy ass. I was like, people
Want Pam Bondi to resign, and they want a new attorney general. They want someone who's going to release the Epstein stuff. That's why they're calling for her to resign.
and he's like, no.
Oh, she's just a scapegoat. And I'm like, well, if she resigned, then obviously it would be because of this, and the person that would come in after her would have to have a different tune, or they just have to resign too. I mean, hello.
She's a scapegoat. No, there's
There's no scapegoat, brother. Like,
the people want to see
this
this.
shit, and they're not going to stop talking about it.
So Trump's either going
Gonna
to
have to say fuck it, move on, and just piss all these people off.
and just try to win them back.
Back with other successes, or he's gonna have to fire her, or she's gonna have to start singing a different tune. Like, I don't get what planet he lives on where he's like, everybody moved on, nobody cares. She's like a scapegoat. Scapegoat for what?
They're talking about the FBI.
FBI director and the deputy director both resigning in protest. And you're saying everyone's just moving on. It's just that doesn't match the reality that I'm seeing. Like, he lives in just a fantasy world. And I tell him every day, I'm like, you got to get out of that echo chamber you're in. And he sends me like Twitter accounts. He sends me stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I can see why you're so clueless, because this is the type of shit you're following and listening to. they're very concerned with the ICE deportations because they know illegals are voting. They don't know how many are voting. They don't know how impactful this will be, but I'm telling you, they all know it. They won't admit it, but they all know it. And that's what they're really worried about here. It ain't about this poor, it's not about Hector deserves a better life and oh, poor him. It's they're seeing their voter base shrinking. And they're trying to guilt trip you any way they can to make it stop. And even if I decided to say fuck Trump and just stop supporting him, that don't mean I'm coming back to support you and your pathetic side. Like I sent Junie that thing today about how they raided that cannabis farm and there was illegal alien children were working on the farm. So illegal child labor is taking place.
And I sent him that.
And he goes, oh, you've already moved on from the Epstein stuff. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And just because this Epstein stuff is happening doesn't mean that we're not going to talk about other things too. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
I can multitask.
I can keep an eye on multiple stories. I don't have to just be zeroed in on Epstein.
And he had nothing to say about it.
Illegal child labor.
Children.
Picking the weed out in the fields, picking the weed, picking the buds off.
Ain't that wild? No.
No, that's not true. So
The story, if it's to be
be believed, the story is that they are threatening to both resign if she doesn't resign. So this is a protest. This is two guys standing up.
So if she
Stays DOJ or Attorney General, they're going to both resign. That's the story. That's what everybody's saying. I don't know how true that is, but that's what was going around today on social media.
we'll see how it plays.
Plays out.
They are nice.
Dan Bongino. See, Dan Bongino went hard about that Epstein stuff before he got in there. So
It's going to be interesting. It'll be very interesting. It's just sad that
a
people,
lot of people, at least people like Junie, they're not interested in the truth. They just want to get rid of Trump. That's all they care about.
It ain't about
children or anything. It's about getting Trump.
He feels this is the
way to get Trump, so he's going to latch onto it. But he never talked about this before. He never cared about it. And he made fun of people like me who talked about it. And now he's going to turn around and act like he cares so much. And they're all doing that. Every single one of them's doing that.
They argued with me for
years about it. Told me it was all Alex Jones made up bullshit, and I'm crazy for believing it. And now
they use it against Trump. Hilarious. But you're not supposed
to mention how ridiculous that is. Junie was like, "Oh, is this your new tactic?" I was like, "What are you talking about, a tactic? I'm just telling the truth. You've never cared about this until right now. I ain't ever heard him talk about Jeffrey Epstein till now. Ever."
You won't find
a single tweet from these liberals telling Biden to release that list.
You ain't gonna find none of that. Like, the liberal has no
ground to stand on. But they think they do.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Don't that sound nice, that pillow? Oh my God, that sounds nice.
The blanket, the pillow. Put a little podcast on. Ah.
That's nice.
I'm gonna finish this drink first.
I got a little bit left. I will drift off to dreamland. Thoughts on dreamland? Thoughts on drifting off into dreamland? Don't it sound nice?
At 11?
Before midnight. I can't remember last time I went to bed before midnight. You can't tell me it don't sound nice.
And sleep till 11
a.m. Think about it.
I feel so tired. Maybe
it's the liquor. What do you mean tired?
Made me think about laying down. Calling me a beta.
You ain't logged into Rust. You logged in one day, and that was it. I done made 3 basins since you logged in.
I made a base last
night. I ain't even log in tonight and say I didn't even care. Hell with it.
I'll make another one tomorrow
if I want to. Who cares?
I left Magic Boy
in charge of it.
I can't even remember
that base. I'm trying to think.
Oh yeah, I kind of remember it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I put a wall around it and everything.
Yeah, I remember that. Let's see.
I don't have the controller over here. Fuck.
It ain't no job, man.
No.
It's a game.
Oh yeah, now it's coming to me, that little metal base. Yeah. With the large furnace, and then Magic Boy built that piece of shit next door that he didn't even put a TC in it. And then we built a wall around it. Yeah. I remember that. Mm. I bet it got raided though. I bet Magic Boy did nothing about it. Crazy. Magic Boy, log in and tell me if it's still up. Miracle, what are you doing? What are you doing? That bed. Here in a minute, you know what I'm gonna drink? A chocolate yoo-hoo, chocolate drink. What do you think about it? Ice cold from a can. What do you think about it? And then I'm gonna lay my head on the pillow. Miracle, what the fuck? You fell off. Oh, shut up, faggot. Nobody gives a shit about your faggot, worthless opinion. And no one ever will. I wish all I talked about was Rust. But sadly, that is a lie. I wish I was just the Rust guy. That's all I talked about. Rust all day. Nope. No. God, I wish I was a Trump groupie. They're having the most fun. But nope. Nope. Unfortunately, no. That chocolate yoo-hoo drink. It's not chocolate milk, it's chocolate drink. Chocolate water. God, I love chocolate water. Don't it? Ain't that sound nice? It ain't as nice as chocolate milk. But ain't nothing wrong with a little chocolate water. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Hell yeah. Ice cold chocolate water. Yoo-hoo! Skinhead. Oh, that ain't even close to true. That's so silly.
Kanye West. You see, they upgraded
Grok, and it's still talking shit about the Jews. The AI.
It's funny. Miracle, quick. Well, I'm gonna go
Lay my head on the pillow. Lay your head upon my pillow.
hold your
Warm and tender body close to mine.
How's the rest of it go? I can't remember. Something about raindrops
Falling softly on the window.
something like that. The only nice
Yoo-hoo sound nice. Ah.
and a nice cookie.
I wish I had a cookie. I don't have the cookie though.
The billionaire took
My cookie. I'm mad at the billionaires. They took my cookie. Patrick Bet David took my cookie. Elon Musk took the cookies. If I voted for a president who was willing to take Elon's money, I'd have all the cookies in the world. The government would surely take Elon's money and give it to me. I know they would. The government has always been there for me in my time of need.
They'll take all that money
And give it to me, and then I'll have a yacht. Oh.
like all these faggot
Losers, if you just sit them down and said, hey, look, we're going to give you your own yacht, they would love yachts. They would say, it's awesome.
You know, when I was
Growing up, I know I'm from a different generation, a better time, for real, better generation, because when I was growing up, we would watch TV shows about the yacht, about the mansion. We would watch it. The guy would walk around and give us a tour of the yacht, and we'd say, that's sick, that guy's got a yacht, that is the coolest shit. I wish I had a yacht, but I ain't going to work hard enough to get a yacht. But it's cool to look at his. I like looking at his on the TV, that's cool. At least, how nice of him to let me take a look and see it.
and that was enough for me.
Me just to look at it. That's cool, man.
I wish I was willing
To work as hard as you, then I could get a yacht. But I'm not. I don't want to do all that. I bet he ain't played a single hour of Rust, that guy. That guy ain't never played no Rust, no Call of Duty, nothing. That's why he's got a yacht. I'd rather play Rust after work, so I ain't gonna worry about it. To each their own, though.
And the guy that owns
A yacht, he gives you a job so you can get some money so you're not starving to death. He takes pity on you. He's like, oh man, I can tell you ain't got the work ethic I got. You're never going to get a yacht. But you should at least have a sandwich, for fuck's sake, and a place to live. Get this man a job. That's what the billionaire said to you. He said, I'll get you some jobs. You can get some money. Then you don't have to live on the sidewalk. And if you have any sense, you'll take those jobs. Instead of crying like a bitch. No, I'm not taking the job. I'm not going to work to make you rich. Like, what? What kind of mindset is that? So you just ain't going to work a job then? Well, you better start buying Bitcoins or something. How you going to buy Bitcoins without no money, though? I feel like you got to get a job, get some money. I mean, if you really believed in Bitcoin, you could just get a job and put everything you had into the Bitcoin. Just keep buying. Every check, you just buy Bitcoins. If you really believed in it. Seems to be working out, too, the Bitcoins. I wish I had some. I almost bought $50 worth of Bitcoins when it was 70,000, but I said, nah. That'd probably be, God knows what it'd be worth now. 80 bucks or something. Damn. Could have made $30. Thanks for the 50. Or the 5, whatever it is. Thanks for the 5. Hoarding the wealth. You're hoarding your wealth. Give me all your wealth. It's not fair. I can't believe those nerds make $75 an hour and they were crying, going on strike. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And then at the same time, they was like, well, they're trying to create AI and robots and stuff and replace us with robots. Gee, I wonder why. I wonder why they want to replace you with robots. Could it be that you make $75 an hour, and that's kind of crazy if you think about it? That's actually insane to think about. That you make $75 an hour. It's crazy. Is a job that hard? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's a real hard job. But I've worked some hard jobs. They weren't close to $75 an hour. So it seems odd. And I bet you if you took the average American with the average job and you showed them what these people do for a living to make $75 an hour, oh my God, you'd be disgusted. Just a word of advice. If you're making $40, $50, $60, $75 an hour, shut the fuck up about your wage, bro. Because ain't nobody feel sorry for you, bro. If you can't live off $40, $50, $60, $70 an hour, you're doing life wrong. You're not. I don't know what you're doing all day, but fuck. I don't know if you got a serious drug habit or what's going on, but holy shit. You should be living good off all that. I don't want to hear no crying from you. You should never go on strike. You need to get your ass back to work. I couldn't imagine going on strike because I was making $75 an hour. If I'm making $75 an hour, the last thing I'm going to do is take time off work. Call me in. I want to work. $7 an hour. Holy shit. I mean, these people work an 8-hour day. I mean, they're pushing almost $1,000 a day. It's insane. And they're miserable going on strike. I ain't going on strike. That union tries to make me go on strike, I'm going in. I got bills to pay, buddy. I got bills to pay, buddy. I can't take time off because y'all mad about what you make an hour. I guess you ought to take a promotion or something. Try to move up, make some more. I need my check. Thank you.
I said they're making
Almost 1,000. I said they're pushing 1,000.
these people are probably working
More than 8 hours a day. And they probably get overtime too.
The illegals,
According to liberals, illegals are making $2 an hour, $5 an hour, somewhere in there. I see liberals all day saying, is MAGA going to pick the strawberries for $2 an hour? And I'm sitting here thinking, what?
what a mask off.
Moment.
Liberals are okay.
Hey, with paying illegal aliens $2 an hour. That's the craziest shit. You would think they'd be against that, but they're for it. It's weird. It's just a weird thing.
Like, they know
That the illegals are being exploited and paid like $2 an hour. They know that.
but they see it as a
Good thing for our economy. It keeps our produce cheap. That's what they say. I've seen tons of them say it.
the same people that
Talk about living wage all the time. You know what I'm saying? They have no beliefs. They have no. That's why they're willing to do that. That's why they'll say, I guess you MAGA people are going to come pick the strawberries for $2 an hour. The reason they can say that is because they don't have any real beliefs. They're willing to say whatever it takes to win the argument. They don't care.
they have no morals.
They have no beliefs.
Now, you would think they would.
Would win every debate, but they for whatever reason they can't win a debate. Even though they're willing to say whatever it takes, they still can't win. Ain't that weird? They're willing to say anything to win, and they still don't win. They're willing to lie. They're willing to cheat. They're willing to do anything, and they keep losing.
Crazy. Making $15
an hour to do construction is ridiculous. I make $15.65 to stock milk, brother.
You're telling me the person
Person building the house should make the same as the guy stocking shelves? That doesn't even make sense. Construction work should be paying a lot more than that. They're exploiting these people.
for cheap labor? Because an American
Dude that can build stuff, he's worth a lot more. He's not going to take $15 an hour because his expertise and skills are worth more than that. And he knows that. And he doesn't have to settle. The illegal has to settle. And that $15 an hour for them, when they send that money back to Mexico or wherever they come from, it's worth a hell of a lot more than it is here. So it works for them. They can do that because it's all good for them. Because where they're sending that money goes a long way where they're sending it. But it don't go far here. That's why we Americans want more money for the same shit.
And that's what I've realized.
That's about the argument boils down to this. Do you want to drive down the standard of living in your own country? No, I don't. It's not about racism. It's not about any of that. It's about, do you want to lower the standard of living in your country? That's the question you have to ask yourself. That's the question of immigration.
You decide what you want.
The more people you let in from third world countries, the more you devalue our own country. You bring it down to that level. Because these people are not assimilating to our way of life. They're coming over here bringing their culture and their way of life here. And they're going to keep living that way here. And they're going to work for those cheap wages because to them, they're great. To them, those wages are amazing because from their in their country, they make like 10 cents an hour. So $2 an hour is like, if you was making 10 cents an hour and somebody said, I'm going to give you $2 an hour, you'd think you hit the lottery. To an American citizen, that's ridiculous. You would never even work for $2 an hour. So if you want to keep letting all these people in, I'm telling you, you're only hurting yourself. I don't believe that because Donald Trump told me. I believe that because I've observed it. I've come to that conclusion by myself. Nobody told me to believe that. In fact, I argued against that for a long time until I finally realized they're right. That is right. That is the issue here. The more of these people you let in, you're lowering the standard of living for Americans. And if you're letting illegals flood in, I mean, you're going to have more traffic. The more people, the more traffic, the more strain on welfare and things. Jobs are taken by these people. I mean, that's just common sense. You don't need a politician to tell you that. That is common sense. These people have to work. They have to drive around. They have to go eat. They have to buy food. And apparently they can go and get government benefits and shit too, which is insane, but it's well documented. Junie argues with me. He keeps telling me, illegals ain't getting on welfare and stuff. I'm like, dude, that is documented. Illegals ain't on Medicare. It's documented, man. It's proven. Stop lying, man. Stop BSing about it. Nobody made it up, man. There was a Democratic debate where they asked them, would you be against illegals getting health care? And none of them rose their hand. They all supported illegals getting on the Medicare shit. It's already happening. They've already called it. Quit lying about it. Judy will be in there going, well, who told you illegals are on welfare? And I'm like, your party did. Republicans will come out and they'll go, we're going to pass a law, and this law says illegal aliens are not allowed to get health care. They're not allowed to get on Medicare. They're not allowed to get food stamps. And the Democrats will all vote against the bill. And then Judy will ask me, why do you believe illegals are getting food stamps? Because every person in your party voted against a bill to stop them from getting it. Like, hello? Why didn't you just vote yes? Well, it's not happening, so there was no need to vote yes. All the more reason to vote yes. Then you just don't look, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, he's trying to say that he's so goddamn retarded. He'll be talking to you, he's like, the Republicans think you're stupid. They're trying to play you. They make this bill, and they get the Democrats to vote against it, and then they say, see, the Democrats are for illegals on food stamps. But no illegals are on food stamps anyway. And I'm just like, why don't they just vote yes then? And that way the plan doesn't work. Because if they vote yes, nobody's getting hurt anyway, right? No, because illegals aren't even on it anyway, right? So it's just kind of some theater shit, right? It's a performative act. So if you just vote yes, no, you know, you're not doing anything. You're not taking anybody off food stamps, right? Because it's not happening. And the Republicans can't use it against you. And then he'll just change the subject. Because I just destroyed his whole fucking argument with a simple question. Why don't you just vote yes? I mean, nobody's getting abortions in the 9th month. Oh, well, the Republicans had a bill that said ban abortions in the 9th month, and all the Democrats voted against it. Why? Why do they do that? If it's not happening anyway, and then Junie will say, well, you know, women have a right to choose, and it's like, whoa, I thought you told me it's not happening. Like, what the fuck? Make up your mind. Women have a right to choose in the 9th month? You've had plenty of time to make the choice, lady. You waited till the last minute? I'm like, right before the baby comes out and it's in the mother's womb, is that a baby? Like right before it comes out in the 9th month, right before it's set to pop out of the pussy, would you consider that a fetus or a baby?
Is that a baby?
No, technically that's a fetus.
Technically, now. People love lying to this.
So you killed your kid, own it. Don't play these dumb games where you're like, it's not even a baby. It's a clump of cells. No, that's your guilt riding on that conscience, and you're trying to downplay what you did. I understand. I get it.
But if you're gonna do it, own it.
You pussy. If you're gonna kill your own child, own it.
It's a 10-pound fetus. In the 9th month.
We're aborting it.
I just can't have the kid right now.
I can't do it all. I know, Miracle. I'm thinking about laying in that bed too.
You want to go to bed? Go to sleep. Me too. I'm going to end this stream now.
Send them to bed.
Enough's enough of it.
Goodbye. Good night. God bless.